Hey guys, I'm John from WatchSpec.com. Today I've got something special to share with you. It is the Ginault Silent Service. Like I said, it's pretty special. It's brand new. It's not even released yet, but I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's fantastic. It's really cool and unique. But this video will highlight just the key points. I do have a written article over at WatchSpec.com that covers all the details about every single aspect of this watch. So check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the content. And start with a quick model overview. The Silent Service, I would say, is Ginault taking the success that they had from their Ocean Rover II model, which if you haven't seen the Ocean Rover II, it's a fantastic watch. I did make a review for that, so I'll leave a link to that here. But the Ocean Rover II is an homage to the Rolex Submariner. For the Silent Service, I would say they're trying to take the sophistication, the elegance, and the quality that they had in that model and build something uniquely their own. This is completely brand new styling, all Ginault styling. And I think they really did a fantastic job with this. And to make it even better, they offer two bezel options here, which I'll talk about in this review, and I think they did a great job. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break down every aspect of this watch.
Let's move on to movement. Ginault is applying the Sellita SW200-1 movement into this watch. This is a Swiss-made movement, and they're even opting for the higher-end Elabor grade with 5-position regulation over a 6-week period. This SW200-1 is basically known as an alternative to the ETA 2824-2. They're both pretty much bulletproof movements. The SW200-1 beats at 28,800 beats per hour, or 8 beats per second, so it's a nice smooth sweep. It has 38-hour power reserve. Regulation is possible in this movement should you need it. It's hackable. It has hand winding. In terms of accuracy, this watch is labeled as precision chronometer, as it is factory regulated to meet the COSC's chronometer requirement of -4 + 6 seconds per day accuracy. That's fantastic accuracy in this watch. And overall, this SW200-1 is just a great movement, known for its reliability and its quality. So let's move on to style. This is one area where the watch really shines. I already mentioned that it's taking the base of the Ocean Rover II, but building upon it to give a different feel overall. The target for this watch is a stronger, sportier, and more aggressive design, and Ginault did a really great job with the styling of this watch. Starting with the 316L stainless steel case, this does have the elegance of the Ocean Rover II with its polished side surfaces and brushed top surfaces, but the lug width is changed, making it wider, which follows the trend that the Rolex Submariner started back around 2012. These thicker, chunkier lugs really do make the watch feel more bold and more sporty. For the dimensions, we have a 41mm diameter. That includes the bezel. It is 12.1 millimeters thick with the bezel and the crystal. Lug-to-lug height is 47 millimeters, and the lug width for the band is 20 millimeters. So overall, I would say this case really showcases Ginault's respect for the classic maxi case, while tuning the styling to create something uniquely their own. For the dial, there is a definite difference here between the Silent Service versus the Ocean Rover, and you really sense that bold presence. Instead of the Ocean Rover's glossy black disc, this has a matte black, which changes in appearance depending on the lighting condition. The hour markers cannot be missed. They're large and very angular with the triangle at 12 o'clock and rectangles at every hour mark. They are applied so they stand off the dial and give a nice depth effect, and they are trimmed in polished silver. And it is a thicker accent than what is applied to the Ocean Rover II, again giving it that bold stance. The hands here match perfectly with the hour markers. Again, big, bold shapes with sharp angles, filled with that crisp white lume with a thick, polished trim. and the second hand really catches your attention with that bright red color. The crystal on the Silent Service steps up from the outer bezel and then is a flat surface across the face of the dial. Ginault applies a triple layer optometry grade anti-reflective coating for unbelievable clarity and a very high-end elegance. The bezel is a key aspect of this watch. The main bezel is stainless steel with an aggressive cut 40-tooth gripping edge, which again contributes to that bold look. And then the bezel is offered with two different insert options. First is a 60-minute insert, and the second is a 12-hour insert. Both of these inserts are striking, deep, glossy black sapphire. They look really impressive and high-end. And all these markers shown in white are actually loomed white markers. And departing from the narrow style numbers that you see on the Ocean Rover II, which follow the Rolex Submariner, applied here are very wide, bold numbers. The 60-minute insert definitely has more of a sporty feel to it. It has that extra wide triangle at 12 o'clock, Arabic numbers at every 10-minute mark, major ticks at every 5-minute mark, and then a minor tick at every single minute. For the 12-hour insert, again, you have that extra wide triangle at 12 o'clock, but then you just have the Arabic numbers at every hour mark. It's a much cleaner look here and gives much more of the impression of an explorer style watch. Also contributing to the theme of this watch is the crown. This is an oversized chunky crown that's included here, and the gripping surface is designed to match that of the bezel gripping surface. It's a really nice touch. It works very well. The band included is a 20mm oyster style stainless steel band. The tolerancing and the finishing on this band is spectacular with small gaps and perfect fits and alignments. Everything works so well, and this clasp that's included is so nice and clean. It's an overall fantastic look. So wrapping that all together, the overall styling of this watch is just a well put together package. It gives an elegant and sophisticated look, but delivering a strong and sporty feel to the watch. I really praise Ginault on their execution on this watch. This watch will wear well in a broad range of applications. It's going to be probably best suited for casual, business casual situations, t-shirts, jeans, business suits, but overall great flexibility. Next, let's move to usability. This is another extremely impressive area for the Silent Service. Let's start with water resistance. This is rated to 300 meters water resistance, which is equivalent to the Rolex Submariner. Though Ginault doesn't come out and claim this, it appears that this watch meets the ISO 6425 dive watch requirements, which is really impressive. I won't go through all the details of that in this video, but you can check out my article to see all the requirements and how Ginault's meeting those. I want to focus on the usability of the bezel itself. As I mentioned, there are two different bezel options. So starting with the 60-minute bezel insert, this option comes with a bezel movement system that provides a very solid feeling, crisp click with 120 position unidirectional movement, counterclockwise only. So this specific movement style is used as a countdown timer tool, which is why it's the standard for dive watches. The execution of this movement gives a very confident feel in the bezel adjustment, as well as an assurance that this bezel is not going to move unintentionally. It's one of the highest quality bezel movements I have ever come across. I'm really impressed by this. The 12-hour bezel movement uses a completely different movement system. This is applying a bidirectional soft click structure with 12 clicking positions. So this is more widely used in an Explorer style application if you wanted to track time in a different time zone, for example. While it's a completely different feel than the 60-minute bezel style, the quality feel of this 12-click movement is just as impressive with its buttery smooth glide and its soft click setting. It's an extremely high-end feel. I'm really impressed by both of these bezel options, both the style and the usability of these. To support the styling theme of this watch, this crown is oversized, which contributes to the usability, making it much easier to grip. and this is a screw down crown, which helps contribute to the water resistance rating. In terms of readability, this is a very strong point for the Silent Service, as you have high contrast with the super bright white hands and white markers on a black dial. Also, with the oversized design for the hands and the markers, it's easy to read the time at a distance, even at the quickest glance. I mentioned the clarity of the glass. That really helps with the readability here, as it prevents any glare or distortion even at the sharpest angles, and sapphire provides the best durability out of any glass option out there. There is no date window included on the watch shown in this video, but Ginault will be providing a date complication later in 2022. I want to mention about the lume included on the Silent Service. This is the Ginault Glowing Smurfs lume, which appears as a very crisp white in the daylight and a vibrant blue in the dark. The lume is included in every hour marker in each hand and in every single marker on either bezel. This Glowing Smurfs lume is comparable to the Super Luminova BGW9, which is the second brightest lume out there. To be honest, the strength of this lume is unbelievable, especially with the large size of all the markers that include the lume. Talk about a sporty and cool look. I absolutely love it. Usability of this bracelet couldn't be better. The design includes full and half size links, which really supports the ability to size it to your wrist exactly. Furthermore, this clasp contains the Rolex style glide lock system, which allows for a toolless, quick adjustment in 2mm intervals, and it's also perfect to accommodate slight wrist comfort changes that may occur. The bracelet also includes solid end links for secure connection, and the clasp has an extremely secure feel to it. Honestly, I am extremely impressed in the usability from every aspect of this watch. Let's talk comfort. The diameter of this watch has increased by 1mm over the Ocean Rover. That's again moving more towards the strong styling theme of this watch. However, Ginault accounted for that by jetting out the package of this watch, so the general feel on the wrist is relatively unchanged from the Ocean Rover. That wider diameter may affect those with very small wrists, which is to be expected from a stronger styled watch, but I will say overall, a 41mm diameter watch, especially at only 12.1mm thickness, is going to wear fairly well for the vast majority of wrists out there. The lug-to-lug height of 47mm is also extremely reasonable, and it holds the watch against the skin very well. The crown, however, needs to be mentioned here. This large crown stands 5mm off the side of the case and has a 7.2mm diameter. If you are the type who wears a watch below the bone of the wrist, that crown will rub on the skin. Now, Ginault did apply smooth surfaces to the outer gripping surface, so there are no sharp teeth that are going to be digging into your skin. If you wear your watches above the wrist bone, the crown won't affect you at all. The Oyster bracelet itself at 20mm provides a very secure feel, keeping the watch against the wrist, and it remains extremely comfortable. The weight of this watch is 4.9 ounces or 140 grams, which is extremely reasonable for a daily wear watch. Overall, the comfort of the Silent Service is very nice.
All right, let's end with value and verdict. As you can tell, there's a lot that I like about this watch. Ginault had a lot to live up to after their Ocean Rover II success, and I think they really lived up to that in the making of the Silent Service, and they really hit it out of the park with this watch. Some of the highlights, just to name a few, again, that bold, strong, sporty styling. The fact that they offered two bezels, not only different styling of the bezels, but each bezel has its own movement inside based on the functionality of the bezel. I think that's brilliant design. You get that special grade Swiss Sellita movement with fantastic accuracy. The lens on this, again, is the sapphire crystal for the best clarity, best durability. The lume on this is just, it blows you away. That vibrant blue, it's so bright. Fantastic lume, especially in the bezel, as well as a fantastic touch. And then just the craftsmanship. You just can't beat it. It's unbelievable craftsmanship. I'm just blown away by this watch. I really love it. Okay, so the pricing, as I mentioned, this watch is not even released yet. The pre-orders for this watch will start in the first quarter of 2022, and that will be just starting with the no date version. Later in 2022, that's when the date version will become available for pre-order as well. So the full price for this watch is going to be $14.99 for the no date version and $16.99 for the date version. That's the same pricing as the Ocean Rover II. There's a lot of great watches in that price range from a lot of different brands, it's true. But I would like to say that, you know, this Silent Service deserves to be on that list of great watches in this price range. And with the styling, I think it's a fantastic watch for an everyday wear, higher end watch. I think it's worth it. It's honestly worth it. So it's worth considering. Now, that was full price. I would like to clarify that Ginault is generously offering their phase-in discount prices. It's the same phase-in structured discount that was applied to the Ocean Rover II. And basically what that means is there's a phase 1, a phase 2, and then it goes into the full price range. So starting with the phase 1 discount, that's where you're gonna get the biggest discount you're ever gonna get on this watch. The no date version here will be offered for $10.39, and the date version will be available for $11.99. Once phase 1 is closed, they'll move to the phase 2. Still a discount, but not as great. You'll see this for $11.19 for the no date, and then $12.79 for the date version. Once phase 2 is closed, it'll go to the full price offering. And since Ginault does not offer periodic discounts ever, you know, that price is going to be locked in. So if you are interested in this watch, I highly recommend you get in on those pre-sale discounts, because honestly, at those discounts, especially the phase 1, I mean, that is a steal for everything you get in this watch. And I have to highly recommend this watch. If you are interested in this watch, I will leave a link in the description below that will take you over to the Ginault shop. With this video, please give it a like if you like the content, and subscribe to the channel so you can catch any future videos. And with that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.